Hey guys, today is Wednesday, October the 18th of 2023, and I want to go over the dollar. This is part two of my video. So without any further delay, let's get into it. So I've been running, I had a neural net model running, which I call a neural net 1, which is blue. And then there's a new one I added yesterday, neural net 2. So this is what the first model I ran a while back. You can see that instead of go along here or turning point, and it looks like it went down. And then it went up here, and there's a turning point, and you can see that this didn't work out. Buy here, this looks like it worked out. And then sell here, and so far this is where we at, unknown. This is going to be the sell. Go down here to the 23rd, maybe pop to the 14th of November, and down to January the 18th. So this is what this model is saying. So this is what I wanted to show you. A couple of things. This is an interesting model because I look at this in two folds. One is it could be directional or it could be a turning point. So my mind is programmed to look at it. It could be a possible direction to the upside, or it could be that there's a turning point and we just got to see where the volume is going and where the direction price action is going to go. So here was like a turning point, but instead of going up, it went down. And then from here it went up. Nothing really happened here. The turning point was here. Nothing really happened there. There's a turning point here. So it looks like it kind of caught up on here. And now there's a turning point here. And the high was here. So this is where the unknown is. Where the probabilities are. Is it going to go lower? Is this going to be a turning point from here to go up? Or is it going to go up here and then turn and go down here? You know, you see what I'm saying? Like it's in reverse. So that's how I look at this indicator. So that's a number one. That was like an old model I ran. And this is the current one. As you can see, it's still betting on the 26. Look, these are two models right here. And it's betting still on the 26 for a turning point. And if you want to do it directionally, it's pretty much down. So this is a newer one I run yesterday. It says there's a low on the 27th, possible low 27th, little, high in the 15th of December, and then down, and it gets really choppy here. And what this is, a low on the 22nd. The other model picked around, I guess, the 18th. So somewhere around the first, second week, there's like a low. So it gets really choppy here. So those are what the models are saying. So I want to see how this is going to play out. This is a very strong move to the upside. I mean, I could see a little pullback here or continue into November and then get weak. I don't know. It's one of those things. If you look at my other video, it gets very interesting depending on where this dollar wants to go. Seasonality wise, this red line, this is what's in the seasonality, what has done in the last 3 years, and it gets toppy around here. And you see we're very close, and then it pulls back down to December. So from here, it gets weak. This green line is 12-year, is using 12 years of data. Let me rephrase that. So the red line is using 3 years of data and is indicating what has happened in the last 3 years. And then it shows a low here. The green one shows for the last 12 years, just the data itself, what has happened, seasonality wise, natural cycles. And it gets a pop here, looking at it, within 12 years, it gets a pop around the 21st, which is around the corner. And then it hits a high around the 13th of November, and then it pulls back down. This blue line, this is the annual cycle. So this is what's happened annually. You can see it dips deep here, and then from here it rallies, and it looks like it's an inverse from here to here. So instead of going down and following the blue line, it just kind of went up and then stalled where the annual cycle dipped and had a swing low. Interesting. You see how that inverted, and now it goes up. So could it be now we go down and it's inverted, this. So those are the things that you will kind of look at it, in a different light. And then the green one is an annual and the decimal, and it kind of follows the annual. So that's what the seasonality is saying there. Let's go and zoom out. Gann always said, try to get the most data you could get out of the instrument you trade or research or do analysis. And the high in 1985 was around $164.71 or somewhere around there. Around March, that was the high. There's a high here of 120.85. That was in July. And our high here is of 114. So it looks like from this high, all-time high, unless there's more data and I don't have it, but as of right now, this is the high. We went all the way down and made a low around $70 in 2008. And then from here, we've just been grinding sideways, pushing higher and higher. And I also want to add that if you zoom in, this is the 20 SMA. We are above the 20, the 50, the 100, and the 200 SMA on the daily. So I just have the 20 SMA. So that's pretty strong. That's pretty bullish. You're just chopping around the 20 right now, but you're above the 20, the 50, and the 100 and the 200 SMA. So that's pretty good in regards to price action. We're going to start off with the Gann square. At a 45-degree scale. You can see that this is the important one. And you could just notice once price action crosses over, it got bullish, and then it stalled and never kissed this angle. It didn't get that far enough, and then it just kind of collapsed even more. So even though you're on the other side of the camp, I call this the line in the sand, doesn't mean, it won't collapse. We probably could have put a Gann fan here. I don't have one because, I'm focusing more on the low over here. This is the most important one. But if you were somewhere around here trading it, you would have had a Gann fan here and you would have looked for that 45-degree. And if you were, able to get above it, then that would have shown sign of strength. But if you were always below it, like, this is the line and you're just kind of below it, then you would have noticed that this move probably won't, it could be strong, but it's just not on the stronger side of it. So it collapsed, came down here, hit this angle right here, kind of fluctuated, went up here, pulled back, went all the way up here, hit this angle, pierced it, pulled back, and now it looked like it wants to retest it again. But we'll see, what the price action is once it gets to that. So this one, I'll always leave there because this is very important. You want to get it from like the highest, price action it's ever done, and the lowest. The next one will be the low. And you can see that this one is the 45-degree angle, the most important one. So if you're here, and this is where uranium spot price is hovering around on this side, that's very strong and very bullish. Natural gas is not here yet. It's on this side. However, you can see that even though it's not on the bullish side, in regards to geometry, it's chopping along on a weaker side and still managed to make even higher highs through time. It's just expanding, going back and forth, oscillating, kind of grinding higher and just kind of going on this way. But in reality, it's still kind of like on the weaker side, but still, managing to make, new highs, like as of this one right here. So it's interesting to see if now this angle right here, which will zoom in, if it's going to hold this angle. This is important right here. We see we oscillate back and forth. So I want to see how this is going to behave, if this is going to hold. If it doesn't, maybe I'll get down here. But so you can see my mind behind all this. Next will be the Gann square. So the Gann square is from this high all the way to this low. That's scaled. not this low, but you know, the low of that price action. And you can see how price action has been behaving. If we could zoom in, this is what I call a vector, and it looks like price action sold before it hit this vector, and then it just kind of collapsed and went up and hit this angle. I think that's the 1/8. Pulled back, is oscillating, hit it again, and now this is going to be support, 105.87. It was resistance here, but now it's going to be support. So let's zoom right back out. So this one always stays permanent in my chart. This one doesn't change. That one stays there. And then I have some other Gann fans, and these are different. This is not scale. This is actually from the high to the low. I'm just kind of experimenting with this one, and you can see right here, this is the 1/6 level. This is the 1/8. And this is where we at right there. And I'm sure I have another one here where I zoom out. This is from this high here to this low. And it doesn't have the 1/6. It's just the 1/4 and the 1/8. And you can look at price action. We hit this I think this is the 1/8 here. And then it just kind of oscillated back here. Found support at this angle. So I can see that on this one, the angles are working better. And now it's kind of like in the midpoint here, open air. Let's zoom this out. And then this is the current from the low of 2008 to this high of 114. And then I just want to see now how price action dances from here forward. And you can see that kind of found support here, fell down, bounced, fell down, went up, couldn't hold, found support here. This looks like maybe, can't look at it, I have to look at it with zooming out. And it almost kissed this level, 107.42. So that was going to be resistance. And so far we're somewhere around here. Watching, and we'll see how this is going to act with this angle up here. So yeah, I know there's a lot of lines and you could get kind of dizzy. But the important ones, the ones that look probably better on the eyes, is the Gann fans. And then I have advanced support resistance. And you can see from this move, so this swing to this swing high, important level will be the 99.89. You can see that we found support here when we started selling off. So this would have been a great opportunity to get in, or maybe short the currencies. The next one I have, as you can see, is from this high to this low. You can see that 104.75 is good support. If it, this doesn't hold, then it's probably going to push lower. Then your next one will be 87. But so far, this is a good area to look. The next one will be, and I'm using extreme points. You can see that 102.29 is very important, as it still kind of pierced it. It just kind of chopped around there close, broke it above, came down, kept hitting it, and then broke above, then kind of found support, and then crashed right through it. A bear trap, and then, so this is kind of a level where things can oscillate back and forth. And so far now it's going higher. And then fib, from the all-time high and low, you want to see where you're at. You're at the 38.2 Fibo, and that's that 106.61. It looks like you kissed it and went above a little bit, and you're kind of hovering around there. I almost got to the midpoint, what I call center of gravity, 117. You can see this is these highs right here of 120. The next one I use, just because we haven't taken out this high, I want to see where is price action between this swing point. And you can see that it's above the 61.8. It managed to get above the midpoint. So you can see how it kind of battles here, back and forth, oscillating. And then it broke higher. So it's pretty strong. It's in between the 76.4 and the 61.8, which is 109.14 and 101.80. So it's pretty strong within this swing point. And then the last one will be from the low to the current high we have. And so far it pulled back, but never kissed at 38.2%, which is a 97.94. So that's pretty strong. It hasn't even kissed this level, and not even the center of gravity, and it's holding pretty well above the 23.6, which is the 104.37. So that's pretty good. Pretty good. In regards to the pitchfork, Andrews, I like to put it here from these big swings, and you can see that right now we are kissing. This is the 0, the 25, 50, 75, 100. And right now we're hovering. We kissed it right here, the 25%. Kind of pierced it a little bit, pulled back. So I like to see if we could kind of get above the 25 and this level right here. I want to see what that level is. So this is the 25. This is the 50. This is the 50 right here. I'm sorry, 25, 50, and 75. So far it's kind of in between the 25 in regards to the pitchfork angle, and in regards to retracing the 75. Then I have another one from the low to the swing high here. You can see where we're at. We're smack right in the middle. So I am expanding the pitchfork. And you see that we pierced it, we pull back, find support at the 25, shoot up, pierce it, and kind of chopping around there, undecided. We're going to hold it and go above and maybe kiss the 75, or kind of crash and retest the 25 within this swing low right here in this swing high. So we're right in the midpoint, undecided what's going to happen in regards to these angles. And I think that's it. I don't want to make this video too long, but those are the things. So I saved this chart and put some of these new indicators on there. I got to do one for timing, in regards to other cycles that I look at. But so far, it's grinding higher, making higher highs and higher lows. And so far, this is the latest low. And I want to see if this move right here is going to push and retest this high here. It's going to test this high, and we know seasonality wise, November is kind of strong. October could be mixed and could be strong or weak, and then January looks like it could be strong and weak at the same time, depending on seasonality and all that. And you already know about the cycle, so I'll leave it there. But I just wanted to kind of post this video. This will be the part 2, and then I'll keep you posted on my thoughts on the US dollar.